Welcome to Talking Crew, an official Motley Crue podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Humphrey, where I talk all things in the world of Motley Crue. This is episode 49 this week, Motley Crue The Dirt Part 2, the movie review. But first, this week in Motley news, quite a bit of it. John 5 is selling the guitar pick sets at john5.com, so go out and get you one. I'm definitely thinking about getting a couple of these. He's got some of his animals, especially his hairless dog Chero, on it. There's some monsters and Scooby-Doo stuff. It looks really cool. John Corabi's in the news this week. He and the band The Dead Daisies released their new song, the second single off their new album, Light 'Em Up. I'm Gonna Ride. I did a bonus episode review of this song, so if you missed that, go check it out. You can pre-order the album at thedeaddaisies.com. I'm personally going to wait until the album comes out in record stores because I love buying the new albums at record stores. That feeling of getting it first, that's freaking fantastic. I love that. Love that feeling. It comes out on September the 6th. Also, Motley Crue put out the summer collection, Motley Crue's Dr. Feelgood merchandise at motley.com. Click on the shop and you can find this. It got me and my friend Scott Wall talking, almost kind of wondering if this is the next big announcement, the Motley Crue Dr. Feelgood box set. So, again, it's kind of got me and my friend Scott thinking about this, and it could possibly be happening because it's the 35th anniversary coming up pretty soon. On Wednesday was John 5's birthday, so happy birthday, John 5. Hope you had a good one. It looks like you did. Tommy Lee was there and his wife, and John 5 and his wife Rita. Looked like a great time, so happy birthday, John 5. Nicky is in the news this week. He did an interview on KFMA TV. That's a Tucson, Arizona rock station where he talked about his old radio show, Sixth Sense. He talked about working with producer Bob Rock. He talked about his disorder, sarcasm, plus a lot more. I will post it in the comment section down below on the YouTube page, and I will post this interview on the Talking Crew Facebook page as well in case you missed it. And Nicky and John 5 are still in the news. They got gold plaques from Dolly Parton. She shipped them to them for her album Rockstar, which they both contributed on. I haven't talked about that song or any of the stuff that they contributed to on Dolly's Rockstar album. I'm kind of saving that for a future episode down the road. In fact, I really hadn't even listened to it. I've been busy. So I think this weekend I'm going to sit down and really listen to her Rockstar album. Plus, she's nearby, kind of up the road. She grew up in Sevierville, Tennessee. Plus, there's Dollywood. I love Dollywood. All right, so that's it for Motley News this week. On a side note, Talking Crew, I am celebrating the 1-year anniversary. I've been doing this for a year now. That is absolutely insane. I can't believe this. So yeah, I want to thank everybody who's viewed all the episodes or even just one episode. I want to thank all my subscribers as well on the YouTube page, Facebook, and Spotify. Again, and I'm nowhere near done. There's tons of stuff to talk about. So, 1-year anniversary. That's awesome. Alright, so on this week's episode, this is episode 49, Motley Crue The Dirt Part 2, the movie review. On this week's episode, I'm just going to continue on with the Dirt series. Last week was Part 1, episode 48, Motley Crue The Dirt, the book review. And so we're going to go Part 2 with the Netflix movie. So, let's go info and facts. There was talks about the Motley Crue book, The Dirt, becoming a movie. In fact, Paramount and MTV Films purchased the rights to make the movie back in 2006. I remember this. There was always this hope that this movie is about to start being filmed, and then, well, something was wrong, and they didn't get the right actors, or it had to be rewrites. But nothing ever happened. Then then Netflix purchased the rights in 2017, and filming began in 2018. The screenplay was written by Rich Wilkes, that's Wilkes, who did movies like Airheads. I love that movie, Airheads. That's a classic for me. Adam Sandler in his very first movie, Brandon Fraser. Yeah, it's a great movie. Some guest stars like Chris Farley's in it. Yeah, and plus he wrote some stuff for the movies Triple X. And Amanda Allison, I think I said that right, Adelson. It was directed by Jeff Terman, that's Tremaine, who did all the Jackass movies, and I love those movies as well. My boy Johnny Knoxville, Bram, and Steve-O. And when that was released, that he was going to direct this, I was almost kind of hesitant because of the Jackass movies, but he did an absolute fantastic job. It was produced by Motley Crue manager Alan Kovac, Eric Olson, Julia Yorn, and Rick Yorn. It was co-produced by Nikki Sixx, Tommy Lee, Vince Neil, and Mick Mars, and it stars Douglas Booth as Nikki Sixx, Ewan Rheon, I'm pretty sure I butchered that, that's IWAN RHEON, as Mick Mars. I know him more before this movie. He was in the TV show Game of Thrones. Played this character which I absolutely hated. I couldn't wait for this guy to die. So he did a great job. Machine Gun Kelly plays Tommy Lee. Daniel Weber plays Vince Neil. Now, the movie premiered in Hollywood March the 18th, 2019, and it was released on Netflix March 22nd, 2019. The running time on the movie is 108 minutes. So there's your info and facts on the movie. So let's go to the movie, shall we? So I'm not going to tell you every single thing that they did in the movie or said in the movie, but I am going to tell you some of my favorite parts that made it in the movie, and some stuff that maybe they should have put in or at least mentioned, and then there's some stuff they sort of got wrong. So let's start with the highlights or my favorite parts in the movie. Them playing the icon song, what I call the icon song, Live Wire, for the very first time. That still gives me goosebumps even today. Them coming up with the band name, Nikki wanting to call them Christmas, and Mick came up with the name Motley Crue, which is absolutely hilarious. The first show that they play, where they get into a fight with the crowd, that's insane. Ozzy snorting ants and licking pee at poolside. Vince's car wreck in 1984, which is really sad. Life on the Road, Tommy's version of the Girls, Girls, Girls tour in 1987. I love that part. Nikki ODing and coming back to life. Vince in the Skylar scenes are absolutely heartbreaking. I can't imagine what Vince went through, and I'm pretty sure he still struggles with this today. The band is back. I love that part when the band comes back together. There's actually a cameo by Motley Crue manager himself, Alan Kovac. He's actually in the movie. So it kind of does this little time jump all the way to 2015, showing them doing the final tour. So some of the stuff they sort of got wrong in this movie. Doc McGee saying that he was managing Kiss back in 1981. He was not Kiss's manager until 1996 when they put the makeup back on. Vince's wife Charisse is already pregnant in 1984, That is not true with Skylar. Skylar wasn't born until 1991. It also shows Tommy meeting Heather Locklear at Vince's party in 1984, but he didn't meet her until 1986 at a REO Speedwagon show. Doc McGee shows off a tattoo saying entertainment or death. That is not true. His Rome manager, it was the other co-manager, Doug Thaler, who actually had that tattooed. It shows Nikki, Tommy, and Mick going to a bar to meet Vince right after Skylar died and to reform the band. That is also not true. In 1996, the first time the reunion, they all held meetings at Nikki's house, and then that would of course lead to Generation Swine in 97, or the meeting at 10th Street Entertainment, which is the band's management, in 2004. So again, none of that was true, but it made a great part in the movie, I will say that. Plus, it also showed Mick getting hip surgery, and he didn't have hip surgery until 2004. So it's kind of messed up in the timeline there. So you're kind of thinking it's 95, 96, but or is it 2004? Which one is it? But and again, he didn't have hip surgery after Skylar's death. So yeah. So again, I'm kind of nitpicking, but it's still a fantastic movie. What I would love for them to added to the movie was a little bit of mention of the late Randy Castile, because without Randy, Motley Crue wouldn't have never kept going after Tommy Lee died, or quit the band. How about the Bullet Train thing with Nikki? I think would have been kind of cool to see, or them recreate. They totally skipped all over the Tommy and Pam stuff. But again, I know they only had so much time for the movie, so I'll get why they squeezed all this stuff in at once. But like I said, it's still a fantastic movie. Overall, I absolutely love this movie. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this. It's so freaking good. All the actors in this and actresses played extremely fantastic parts. It almost makes you feel like it's real at times, and I have a feeling that's credited to Jeff and the band themselves and Alan Kovac. The movie really tells the story of my favorite band, Motley Crue. So there's my movie review. Homework this week. Have you seen it? What do you think? Do you like this movie? Is it a thumbs up or a thumbs down? I give it 2 thumbs up. If you remember, I can't even remember those names. Ebert, and I can't remember the other dude's name. But anyway, 2 thumbs up. And that's my movie review for this week. Next week is episode 50. As you can hear my dog barking in the background. Is episode 50, Motley Crue, The Dirt, Part 3. It's the final part of the Dirt series. The soundtrack album review is what I'll be talking about next week. If you know anybody that is a Motley Crue fan, likes to talk about Motley Crue, hear about Motley Crue, send them this way. Hit that share button, copy the link, send it to them. Tell them go on Google, Firefox, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and type in Talking Crue. All the episodes will pop up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button yourself. Give me a thumbs up. That helps out the podcast a whole lot. I want to thank all my new subscribers on the YouTube page, Facebook, and Spotify. Thank you. Welcome aboard. We're just getting started, really. Everybody who gives me thumbs ups, I really greatly appreciate that as well. And that's it for this week. I will see you guys next Friday, and you just took a ride on the wild side.